Derick Giwner here at DRF headquarters to talk about Woodbine for Saturday, March the 11th. There's a $578,231 mandatory payout carryover in the Jackpot Hi 5. It's in race number 10. They've accumulated 12 horses in the field, and we're going to take a look at it, see if we can come away with a winner here. The field starts with number 1, that's Michael Jordan, who basically coming off a steady effort, has some speed from the inside. This field as a whole doesn't have a ton of early speed from what I could see, so he should play a role in there. He's 15-1 on the morning line. The 2, Casimir Overdrive, getting a driver change. Doug McNair was listed on 3 horses. Drury is going to get the assignment here. This horse coming off a claim, and that's the main angle I could see if you're going to go with this one. I mean, last start was a little bit flat. Maybe new trainer Carmen Ociello can get him going. The 3, Pendestine. This one's moving up in class, coming off a win. Sometimes that angle produces some nice winners. I'm just not sure if this guy's fast enough right now to compete with the top few horses in here. This one's 15-1 on the morning line. The 4, Single White Sock. Closed into a fast pace, did okay last time, ended up finishing 3rd. To me, more of an outsider in this field, maybe a 4th spot, 5th spot kind of horse. The 5, Earldale, and this is the one that Doug McNair actually went with, dropping in class for a high percentage trainer, and Ronald Adams. 2 starts back at this level, he won. He clearly figures in here. Doesn't show much early speed, but I could see him, changing tactics in a spot like this. He's obviously going to be a shorter price in this field, perhaps even the favorite here, and one you got to consider on almost every ticket you look at. The 6, Dial-O-Rama, dropping down in class just like the 5, but doesn't have as much early speed there. I don't see much chance that this guy's leaving. If he's in a good flow, 2nd, 3rd over, and the pace is decent, he could clearly get the job done, and he's actually your morning line favorite at 3-1. The 7, Half a Billion, a string of efforts in this class, and just none of them have been spectacular, so to speak. The best he did was 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, a 9th. He's more of an outside player, fringe player for a 4th or 5th. The 8, Champagne Phil, kind of an interesting horse because he has shown some early speed, and in this field the early speed would be a good thing to show, especially when you're talking about 12 horses. There's a lot of traffic. I could see him being a factor in the race. I don't love him in the top spots, but I wouldn't be shocked if he finished 2nd, but I'm going to use him also for the bottom of the ticket. The 9, the Rev, that's going to be my top pick in here. If you go back to December 23rd, I know it's a long time ago, like 3 months, they actually had one of these Jackpot High 5 carryovers, and the Rev was the horse that won it. He went down the road and pretty impressively in this class. That's the last time he raced in this class. It is a little disconcerting that Doug McNair doesn't drive and he's opting off, but Mike Safdie takes over the lines, and he's done well with this horse in the past. I don't see any reason why he can't do well here. You get 8-1 on the morning line. I think he'll be a little bit lower than that come post time, but I think he'll be the better price than Earldale, and that's why I'm going to go here, figuring we'll get a little bit more bang for our buck. I think he's every bit as good as Earldale, other than the fact that McNair chose off. The 10, Mock on the Beach, dropping down a class, but post 10 is going to be really tough. There's a couple horses leaving inside of him. I just don't see how he gets into the race. Over to number 11, that's Darcy N. I could see him saving ground in this spot from the 2nd tier, just following the one away, coming away maybe 4th or 5th, and getting a decent piece. I'm using him, I believe, in the 3rd spot on my ticket. The 12, Bank Shot Hanover, moving up in class off the claim. I think it's going to be a tough spot with a lot of traffic. I just don't see how he does better than a minor's share. So let's take a look at the ticket and how we're going to play it here. We're going to start off with the Rev as the key in the top position, and that's you have to key a horse in these sequences. Otherwise, it's going to be impossible to keep it, within $100 or so. In the 2nd spot, I'm going with 2 horses. That's number 5, Earldale, and number 6, Dial-O-Rama. The 5 and the 6, to me, they're the other 2 that figure in the race, and I'll probably come back with some additional plays that you won't see them on this ticket, but if when I'm playing, I'll come back with some other plays, playing the 5 and 6 in some other spots, maybe even on top of the 9. In the 3rd spot, we're going to go with a few more horses here, 1, 2, 5, 6, and 11. The one we talked about has that early speed. The 5 and the 6 obviously are horses I like on the top spot. The 2 off the trainer changed. I think he could save ground and maybe get a piece. And of course, the 11 we've already discussed, second tier spot. I think he follows the 1 away nicely and gets into lands in a good spot. And in the last 2 spots, I'm going all 4th and 5th. We're just going to use all the horses because, quite frankly, as we all know, anyone could finish 4th or 5th in these wide open races here. If you're playing it, it's a $115.20 ticket. It's a 20-cent play. I would suggest going with some other things as well. You know, maybe a 5-6 with 9 with 5-6 with all, which is a $28. I believe a $28.80 play. Maybe a 5-6 with 9 with, you know, all with 5-6. Well, so just play around with those numbers. I think the 5, 6, and 9 are the 3 most likely winners in the field. I think they're the 3 horses you should be using everywhere. I believe even if you go 5, 6, 9, 5, 6, 9, 5, 6, 9, all, it's about an $80-something play, which isn't a bad one either. I think this is a playable ticket, I think, for someone of any budget here. I don't think you need to go in with, you know, $2,000 to hit this ticket. I think you go in with a couple $100 or even $100. You have a shot. You know, there are legitimate contenders in this race that stand out a little bit more than some others. So that's Saturday, March the 11th at Woodbine, $578,000 mandatory payout carryover in the high 5. Good luck.